I met a gypsy.
Is Eli the guy that you can relate to the most, do you think?
Yeah, I think we're really similar. Like he to me as an outsider, I don't know him personally, I never speak with him, but from outside, he just likes to do his job. Like he just wants to come to the race, try to win, and get the fuck back to Colorado, wherever he lives. So while some other guys, they really enjoy the entire thing, like coming there, traveling there with the family and kid, and having a nice weekend out and do the race and fly home maybe Monday and whatsoever. While to me, it really seems like Eli's a bit like me. Train super hard, make sure you're super fit, do the race, and get out. And don't be in this wall media thing and posting all kind of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Because, I mean, just through this conversation, it really seems like Eli is a guy that you kind of see a lot of yourself in him. And I think it's cool, and from just listening to you talk, it almost seems like he's had a pretty big influence on you. And maybe, you know, maybe there's times where you're dominating in Europe and you're the man, but it seems like there's always one eye over at what he's doing, and you're almost comparing your career to him in a sense at times, even though you aren't racing each other, and it's like different. It's almost like he's the guy you judge yourself off in a way.
Yeah, because like in 2017, he often had like pretty bad starts, and then you would take whole shots or whatever, and he would always eat them alive on the end of the races. And I've been studying him so much, and due to that in 2018, I knew, like, I was kind of same. Eli starts, his average from his career are not super. Like, Kenny starts are really good. For example, Dungey starts really good. But Eli starts, his average for the last 10 years are not great. So he would always come from middle of the pack or from fifth or whatever, and then work his way to the front, like in the second part of the moto, pass them, check out, win. So I've been really studying him a lot, and I think that was also my goal for 2018, for example, to really come in there. And I knew my starts weren't as good as Caroli's because he's like 10 or 15 kilo less. He's a better starter than I am, and I really try to be a little bit like Eli. And to me, I love him because he's just like, I like it, like not putting all that freaking shit on social media. Just come out, do your thing, make sure you win, or try to win, and go home, and not like all the glitter and glamour. I don't like that shit.
Man, it's a story I've told on here a couple of times, but he's the only rider that I've ever filmed. You were little when we filmed. You're only 19 on a lights bike. But I remember Eli Tomac at Millville coming down, you know, the hill, the last big downhill that you come down, and then you go right, and then you go left, and then you've got the jumps, and then you're going up the hill.
Jumps, yeah.
Dude, he come down that last hill, and I thought he was going to hit me. That's like, I felt the ground moving, and I thought that he'd gone off the track and was going to hit me. Nope. That was just him braking. I could feel the dude coming. Like, that's how fucking gnarly this guy is on the track. And that just always just never left me, dude.
I saw him in Kegums 2014. It was a Motocross of Nations. It was him, Jeremy Martin, and I think it was Barsha. I'm not sure who was the third guy. But then he was like, they had a lot of those outside turns, and actually, I'm not sure, you should ask him one day when you see him, but I believe he crashed all three of the motors with a start. Like, every single time he had a start, he crashed. Qualifying race and the both motos. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99% sure it happened. So then they had like a few outside turns, and I believe Paulin, he was on a Cowie still, Monster Cowie, and he went a 1-1 there. But Tomac, dude, they had some outside berms. I swear to God, the berm just got scared when Tomac came in. He hit that berm so extremely hard, that freaking berm just moved a meter every time he went through like insane speed, and he went so fast, like exactly like in 2015, like when he crashed, when he popped up both shoulders in Colorado. I think he just was too fast. Like, his speed was so ridiculous, it just was just waiting for it to go wrong, because he was just faster than the freaking bike and the track could handle him going, you know, like insane.
Dude, I've seen that same shit in you, though. There's been times where I've been watching you ride and just on the TV. I mean, again, shout out to Tom Genet, but when his last Euro trip video that he did, like, I actually made a social clip out of it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's when me and Tom are doing the podcast and we were talking about you riding. There's this, it's like maybe first lap or second lap, you've got the start, and then you come over, maybe it's like the finished tabletop. I don't know Euro tracks that good. But you come down, and then there's like this little single roller on the inside, and it's loamy. It's not full sand, and you just jump into this just piece of shit. Like there's nothing there. It's just like this big clump of shit, and you are just fucking wide open, and you just watch all the dirt just explode. It explodes off your front wheel. It explodes off your rear wheel, and you've just come from like third to first, and you're just looking, going like, what the fuck is he up to? Like, how is this okay? Like, what math is he doing in his brain that makes him think that's going to work with 40 dudes behind you?
Yeah, but I don't know if you've seen that race at Mantova. It was like a make or break, because I don't know if you really followed the last race of the MXGP Championship last year.
Oh, I struggled to. I tried to, but I didn't do that good a job.
But like we really like that was like with 3 races to go. I was leading by like 1 moto, and then I had a star crash, and they rode over my handlebar. So my handlebar broke or something with the handlebar. So we was equal points. So we left. We had like triple race because of the corona restrictions, and then we had to the last 2 races, and it was like make or break, because I didn't win a championship for 2 years straight. And at one point we went there to Mantova, which was the last 2 races, and we were kind of equal points, me, Geiser, and Ferber. And yeah, that was insane. But then actually, Tom, coming back to your question, like he made some insane shots there because he was there at that race, and yeah, that was insane. Like we went into the last moto with equal points, man. We had freaking 40 motos, and we still had to go into the last moto with equal points with Ferber. That was insane.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, dude. I want to see a film collab. So there's a couple things I want to see that come out of this podcast when we're all done, right? I want to see you and Eli Tomac texting each other. I would just love to see you two talk, because you two are just cut from the same cloth. You're the Euro version of him. He's the American version of you. So you two need to connect if you've never spoken. And then the other thing that we need to see is we need a Team Fried and you and Rick collab. That would be some like the shots of Tom that Tom would get of you and Rick would get of you. And if we could throw Ando in that mix, I think that would be, if that can happen from this podcast, I reckon that'd be pretty dope. Because, yeah, that would be some good filmer-rider chemistry. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.